Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and we're talking about judicial nominees. Now, for those who have followed my videos for a while, you understand that I've been saying there is a process that has to be done before any arrests or anything like that can happen. The first thing that had to be done was the FBI had to be cleaned because the FBI investigates federal crimes. Then the second thing was the DOJ had to be cleaned because the DOJ prosecutes federal crimes. And then the third thing that had to be done was we had to have clean judges, because it doesn't matter if you have an honest FBI that investigates the crime and you have a DOJ that prosecutes the federal crime. As long as the judge is dirty, it's not going to matter. So the judges have to be in there. And look at what has happened. Senate panels okays 44 Trump judicial nominees. 44. I mean, that's massive. And when you look at the list, it goes down here. This is on the Committee of the Judiciary website. And it goes on and on and on. When you look through it, you go to the next page. It's got like, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages of it. Let's see if I can get it to go there. Another page. It just does that on the first one, by the way. But if you're interested, you can see the committee questionnaire. I mean, they go through a lot. It's not like they just say, oh, that guy looks good. So yeah, there's a lot that happens to them. They have to fill out this questionnaire and they have to be vetted, which is what we want, right? We want honest and good judges. So it's very interesting. Oh, there's one from Indiana. From the Northern District. Ah, that's around here. And so you've got all these different judges. There's another Indiana one. I've gone through part of the list and I kind of skimmed it, but I missed a few, evidently. But you can just go through. That's page 2. And then I think there's another page here. As always, I will put the links down below and you can check them for yourself and see what they're like. Now, this does not mean they've been confirmed. This means that they have been put out of the committee and now they go to the full Senate and the full Senate has to vote on them. So there will be a time of voting for them and that's when they become official. Now, on some of these, you'll notice that on this third page, they're not all from February 7th. It stops right there. And then February 6th, we had a few. And then January, there were a few more. So things have been happening. Yeah. And this is a very important piece of the puzzle that has to be there. If this is not there, it doesn't matter if your FBI is good. It doesn't matter if your DOJ is good. The criminals will walk away. And we don't want that to happen. So all the pieces have to be in place for the entire process to work right. And that's what this is right here. This is a very important part of the puzzle. It has to go in there. It has to be in place before anything major can happen. And so I will put these links down below as always so you can look at them yourself. Share them with other people. I think it's really important. And you can go down here and you can read about the 44 judicial nominees that were passed out of committee. And it says that marks the most approved in a single markup since 1981. The picks will now head to the full Senate, where, if confirmed, they will join the 85 judges Trump has named to the federal bench, including 2 to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Senate is largely expected to confirm the nominees, as Republicans hold 53 seats. So there won't be a problem, really. They will be confirmed. But look what it says. Trump took office with more than 100 judicial vacancies, and the Senate moved quickly to confirm his nominees, making a conservative imprint on the federal bench. In the first 2 years of his administration, Trump has appointed a historic number of judges to the federal circuit courts, outpacing the last 5 of his predecessors at the same point in their presidencies. So yes, he has done quite a bit. And this is an important fact, mostly too, because to have criminals be held accountable, you have to have honest judges. And before, when we had a lot of liberal judges, they were legislating from the bench, which meant that instead of interpreting the law, they created law, which is not part of their function. The judiciary branch cannot create law. It can only interpret law. At least that's what it's supposed to be according to the Constitution. So that's what's going on. That Senate panel, that is huge. 44 in like one day. It was really, well, not one day, but they've got a big bunch of them going for a Senate vote. Now, just to give you a couple other things that I came across and I wanted to share with you. This right here is from 100% Fed Up. And this student right here, New Jersey student, rejected from National Honor Society over Trump quote. Get this. I mean, this kid, he was rejected from the National Honor Society over posting this quote. If you're going to be thinking, you may as well think big. What is wrong with that? Anybody who's into like motivational speakers, that would be a great post. That would be something that I would expect to see on a poster in a school. And the fact that it's by our president makes it even more important, to be honest, because he is our president. Whether people like him or not, that doesn't change the fact that he is our president. But what happened to this kid? Oh, he got in big trouble because of it. It's crazy what happened to him. It wasn't even a political quote. It was just a motivational, inspirational quote. If you're going to be thinking, you may as well think big. I think it's a wonderful quote because, yeah, if you're going to be thinking and you're going to be planning things, think big. You know, have dreams, like my dream of having 60,000 subscribers by my birthday in middle of April. Yeah, that's my big dream. So at least that's my dream for now. So, you know, everybody has to have big dreams. And that quote right there is a great motivational quote, especially for high school kids. I think it's wonderful. But yeah, he did get in very big trouble and they pretty much stripped him of his place as the president of their class. And they like took away all of his social passwords and everything that he had to take care of the class stuff online. It was really incredible. And there is a video. Let's see, where's this video right here. There's a video of him being interviewed on radio. So that would be something that you might want to look through. And then there was this one that I came across, same site, 100% Fed Up. And they had this. After dragging America and our current president of the United States through a 2-year witch hunt of President Trump, his advisors and members of his campaign, as well as Trump family members, Senator Richard Burr, not always the most faithful Republican, by the way, chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, has announced they've found no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. And this is dated February 7th, so just a few days ago. Yeah, look at this. I mean, that's what their conclusion is. Now, we already had the House make that conclusion a while back. And so now we have the Senate. See, here it says April 27th, 2018. The House Intelligence Committee also released a report stating they found no evidence of Trump collusion with the Russian government. So there we have it. I mean, both the Senate and the House have come to that conclusion after doing their investigations. Now, I'm sure the Democrats who are in charge of the House right now will probably try to overturn those and rewrite them or whatever they're going to do. I don't know. Frankly, I think they've gone insane. I really am questioning their sanity at this point because the stuff they're doing just sounds so crazy. I can't imagine them doing it. But it all comes out of desperation and fear. And for those who think nothing's going on, yes, things are going on. Just because you're not seeing them publicly, Huber is working. So please don't let people say, oh, see, we don't see anything, so nothing's happening. Yes, things are happening. The whole point behind an honest DOJ is that they don't leak anything about their investigations. And so these investigations have been going on. The sealed indictments are very real. And yes, there are things coming down the pipeline. Now, again, as I've said before, when people are saying there's 70,000 plus sealed indictments, that's not true. What's true is there are more than 70,000 sealed proceedings. Now, what that means is some of them could be evidence, some of them could be witness testimonies. They could be a lot of different things. But then again, some indictments may have more than one person named, and some people may have more than one indictment. So we don't know at this point. And the reason for that is because we do have some honest people in our DOJ who are not allowing leaks. And because there's no leaks, people are saying nothing's happening. Things are happening, folks. Trust me, they are. And we're going to start seeing them soon. I think this whole thing with the Senate Judiciary passing these 44 nominees on to the Senate, huge, huge. I mean, that's a big chunk of people. So there have been massive amounts that have been appointed. And the only thing that was stopping us was we couldn't get the votes to get them confirmed. So now we have the votes in the Senate to get them confirmed. This was a reason why the Senate was more important than the House. I understand the House is being a big pain in the butt right now. I understand that. Believe me, I watched the whole Whitaker thing. It was painful. I felt so bad for Matt Whitaker. I was praying for him the whole time because I don't know how he made it through that without the grace of God, because that was just horrible what they did to him. And I'm going to take all of those clips of their anger and put them all together, because if you didn't watch the whole hearing, you probably missed those clips. People are not putting those out, but they were not just upset. They were livid with anger. It was so vicious. And so I'm going to put all those together, I think, tomorrow, and just so you all can share it with other people, because this needs to get out. Their anger and their hatred, I mean, it was so obvious. They were just so angry. And when you watch it, you can see what happened. And Matt, I think, did a wonderful job. He responded very nicely to all of them, which I'm not sure I could have done. Well, let's put it this way. I'm sure I couldn't have done that. I really could not have. I get ticked off pretty easy if people are saying things about my name, and that's what they were doing. They were smearing him. They were saying horrible things about him, questioning his character and everything. And it's just not right that they can do that. But they think they're in power, and now that's what they can do. If you listen to the whole thing, they were going through, and every Democrat who asked questions was asking the same questions almost. They were all trying to get Trump. And it was obvious. The narrative they were trying to sell was that Trump had talked to Whitaker and had told Whitaker that he had to stop the Mueller investigation, and that Trump thought he was above the law. Really, that was what they're basically trying to say. And that's the narrative that the mainstream media is trying to push off. But we all know it's not true. So here we have some wonderful little nominees that are soon going to be judges in some of their trials. This is going to be wonderful. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I just wanted to give you these little tidbits. So that's what I've got for you. Remember, all the links will be down below in the description, and if you're using like a cell phone or some other mobile device, probably there's a little arrow or something that you have to click on to open up the description. But once you do, the links should be clickable, and you should be able to use them to see these documents for yourself. Because remember, if we don't have the documentation to back us up, the evidence to support what we're saying, it's really not a very good thing. And that leads me to the thing about the helicopters. Again, remember, that was speculation, okay? That's my opinion. I don't know. There's still a lot that's not known about what was going on. Maybe they were dressed in camo. I just kind of think that it was weird if they're doing a nighttime training exercise. Why would the military not be dressed in their dark uniforms? It seemed like the light color was standing out. Could they have been hazmat outfits? Definitely. Maybe they were. Maybe that's what it was. Could it have been a server they were carrying out? That's a possibility too. I really don't know at this point, and I don't think anybody has anything solid on it yet. But do make sure that you watch those 2 IPOT videos, because he does point out some of the connections with the owner of the building and the guy who's leasing it. So I think that's really important for you to know. So who knows? Maybe I will be proven wrong. I don't know. But I do know that there are a lot of human trafficking things going on. And it's very interesting if you look at some of the places that have been experiencing these underground booms. Many of them are places we now know are human trafficking hotspots. So I kind of wonder on that too. But who knows? We'll find out, I guess. Things are starting to come together. And with all these judges that we get into place, that could be really huge. I think we're going to be finding out in the very near future what's going on, because there's a reason why Trump is pushing these so hard, and they passed that many out of committee. That is an astonishing number of nominees to pass out in one day. February 7th, big day when it comes to the judiciary. So keep your eye on that. I think some things are starting to rumble. We'll find out soon, won't we? So in the meantime, make sure you click that subscribe button, because remember, I'm working on that 60,000 subscribers by my birthday in the middle of April, and April is coming soon. Wow, I can't believe this year has gone by so fast so far. So there's what I've got for you. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I will see you all later.